Have you ever closed the door behind you, keys in hand, and felt those quiet eyes follow you as you leave? Your cat sits there, still as a statue, yet their heart speaks louder than words ever could. We often tell ourselves, they'll be fine. Cats are independent. They don't need much. But the truth, dear friend, is softer and deeper. For though cats wear the cloak of independence, their souls are stitched with threads of quiet longing. And sometimes, the smallest mistakes we make when leaving them alone can ripple into their world like storms upon still water. Tonight, let us walk together through this story, gentle as moonlight, tender as the brush of a tail, and learn the secrets of what never to do when leaving your beloved cat alone. Not out of fear, but out of love. Chapter 1, The Myth of Independence. Have you ever heard people say, cats don't really need us? They're independent, self-sufficient, aloof? It is one of the oldest myths about them, one that has been repeated so often, it feels like truth. Yes, it is true that cats carry the soul of hunters. They can stalk in silence, survive on instinct, and move through shadows with grace. But the cat who curls at your feet, who stretches beside you on the couch, who blinks slowly as if sealing a secret pact of love, this cat is not a wild creature anymore. This cat is family. When you close the door behind you, you might think, they'll be fine. They like being alone. But inside their heart, your absence is not unnoticed. It lingers like the echo of a song that has suddenly stopped playing. Your scent, your voice, the rhythm of your presence, all of these are woven into their sense of safety. The greatest mistake, then, is to believe the myth. To leave without remembering that you are more than just someone in the house. You are their anchor, their sunrise and their nightfall. Cats may not always show it with wagging tails or desperate cries, but their silence is not indifference. It is trust. They trust that you will return. They trust that the rhythm of their world, which beats in tune with yours, will not be broken for long. So, never assume that leaving means nothing to them. For in their heart, your presence is the soft thread that stitches their world together. Chapter 2, Silence as a Weight. When you step out and the door closes, the world outside comes alive with its endless sounds, footsteps, engines, voices, the hum of life moving forward. But inside your home, for your cat, there is something else. A silence that grows. At first, it is gentle. The ticking of the clock, the faint creak of the floor, the distant murmur of wind. But as hours pass, that silence thickens. It becomes heavy, pressing down on the walls, filling the spaces where your laughter or your footsteps should have been. To you, silence may feel peaceful. But to a cat left alone, silence is not always a friend. It can become a weight, a constant reminder of absence. Their sharp ears, trained to notice every whisper of movement, now search the air for you, and find nothing. This is why the second mistake is so important. Never leave them drowning in silence. Give them a voice to hold on to. Leave a radio playing softly with the gentle hum of classical music. Play a recording of birdsong so their instincts awaken in delight. Or even more tender, leave your own voice. A short recording saying their name, telling them you love them. To us, it may feel like nothing. To them, it is an anchor in the quiet storm. A thread that ties the silence back to comfort, back to you. For silence without love is emptiness. But silence filled with gentle sounds becomes a lullaby. Chapter 3, The Danger of Empty Spaces. Picture this. The door clicks shut and your cat is left behind in a room that holds nothing. No fluttering toy, no scratching post, no perch to climb. Just walls, a floor, and time. So much time. At first, they may curl up to nap, their body sinking into the familiar warmth of their bed. But as minutes stretch into hours, something stirs. Cats are creatures of curiosity, of restless paws and hungry eyes. When that curiosity finds no outlet, boredom creeps in like a shadow. And boredom for a cat is not gentle. It gnaws at their spirit. Their energy has no place to go, and so it spills into mischief, curtains clawed in frustration, vases tipped as though in rebellion, plants scattered like fallen dreams. But here is the truth. This destruction is not spite. It is loneliness wearing the mask of chaos. The third mistake then is this. Never leave them in a desert of emptiness. Before you step out, gift them a world of small adventures. A toy that moves when pawed, a puzzle feeder that rewards cleverness, a window perch where birds become their theater and drifting clouds their companions. Enrich their world and you enrich their soul. A cat left with nothing may feel forgotten. But a cat with treasures to explore feels remembered, cherished, even in your absence. For to them, every corner of your home is a universe. And it is your love that decides whether that universe blooms or withers in silence. Chapter 4, The Shadows of Fear. When the house grows still, fear sometimes awakens. Not all cats slip into long dream-filled naps while you're gone. Some wait with eyes wide open, ears twitching at every sound. A creak of wood as the house settles. The sudden crash of a branch against the window. The distant thunder that rolls in the sky. To you, these are ordinary noises, background sounds of life. But to a cat alone, they can become giants. Each sound magnified by the silence, each shadow stretched longer than it truly is. And without you there, their trusted protector, the world can feel too large, too uncertain. The fourth mistake then is this: never leave them without a sanctuary of safety. Every cat needs a place where fear cannot follow. A covered bed tucked into the corner, soft and dark like a den. A sturdy box lined with your worn t-shirt, carrying your scent like a shield. Or a perch high above the ground, where they can look down upon their kingdom, secure and untouchable. When fear comes knocking, these spaces whisper, "You are safe. You are not alone." Without them, fear may root itself deeper, shaping your cat into one who startles easily, who hides longer, who trusts less. But with them, your cat learns courage. They discover that even in your absence, they are sheltered by your love, woven into the spaces you've prepared. For love is not only presence, it is foresight. It is the kindness of leaving safety behind, like a lantern glowing in the dark. Chapter 5: Hunger and Thirst. In the rhythm of daily life, food and water may seem like small, ordinary details. But for a cat left alone, they are not details at all. They are lifelines. Imagine the hours stretching long. A bowl that was once filled now sits empty. A cup of water, fresh in the morning, has turned stale, dust clinging to its surface. Or worse, a careless nudge tips it over, leaving nothing behind. To us, this might feel like a mistake of convenience, a simple oversight. But to them, it is hunger tightening like a knot in the belly, thirst drying the throat with each passing moment. A discomfort that grows heavier as time drags on. The fifth mistake is one of the simplest, and yet most painful. Never leave them with empty bowls, or worse, the chance of being left without it all. Cats may not howl their discomfort, but their bodies feel it deeply. Dehydration strains their health. Hunger unsettles their spirit. And in silence they endure. The answer is gentle preparation. Leave a sturdy, weighted water bowl, difficult to tip. Better yet, a fountain that flows endlessly, keeping water fresh as a mountain stream. Feed them before you leave, filling both belly and heart. And if your hours stretch far into the day, a timed feeder can become a gift, dispensing nourishment like clockwork, whispering, "You have not been forgotten." For love lives not only in the soft stroke of your hand, but in the unseen care you provide when you are away. And when you return, their eyes, calm and trusting, will thank you, not with words, but with the steady peace of a soul that knows it was cared for even in your absence. Chapter 6: The Poison of Neglect. Our homes feel safe to us. We walk through them without worry, trusting each corner and every object. But for a curious cat, the very same home can be filled with quiet dangers, waiting in shadows we do not notice. A dangling thread from a blanket, irresistible to nibble, yet dangerous if swallowed. A candle left burning, its flame dancing like prey, one curious paw away from disaster. A potted lily, lovely to the eye, but carrying poison in every leaf, fatal if tasted. These dangers whisper not of malice but of neglect. The small things we forget, the little oversights that we assume are harmless, can change a quiet afternoon into tragedy when we are gone. And so, the sixth mistake becomes clear. Never leave them in a world unsafe. Before you step out, pause. Look with their eyes, not yours. What might they climb? What might they chew? What might they knock to the ground, only to shatter into sharpness? Tuck away the strings. Move the plants that hide silent toxins. Snuff out the candles, leaving only the glow of safety. Secure the windows so no sudden leap becomes a fall. To you, it may feel unnecessary, just a few minutes of precaution. But to your cat, it is everything. It is the difference between a home of peace and a landscape of hidden risks. For love, in its truest form, is not only warmth and affection. It is foresight. It is protection. It is remembering that the world you leave behind becomes their universe. And that universe should never poison them, it should shelter them gently, completely, with your unseen care. Chapter 7: The Heartbeat of Routine. Time, to us, is numbers on a clock. Hours that slip by, minutes that tick away. But to a cat, time is not measured in numbers, it is measured in rhythms. The rhythm of your footsteps in the morning. The rhythm of the spoon tapping against their food bowl. The rhythm of your voice calling their name as the day begins. This is how they know the world is safe, because it moves in familiar patterns, in predictable ways. Your presence becomes their calendar, your habits their sense of time. When that rhythm is broken, when meals come late, when playtime is skipped, when your absence stretches longer than expected, their world feels unsteady. Confusion grows. Anxiety creeps in. Their paws may pace the floor, their voice may call into the silence, or their spirit may simply withdraw. And so, the seventh mistake is this. Never forget the heartbeat of their routine. Even when you must leave, try to honor the rhythm they trust. Feed them at familiar times. Play with them before you go so their body rests easier in your absence. If you'll return later than usual, use a timed feeder, or ask a kind friend to step in and keep the beat alive. For cats do not seek control, they seek harmony. The assurance that their world will not collapse into chaos, that the sun will rise and set with gentle predictability. In keeping their routine, you keep their trust. And when you return, you will find not a restless heart, but one still beating steadily in the rhythm of love you have created together. Chapter 8, The Loneliness We Forget. There is a kind of hunger that food cannot fill. A kind of thirst that water cannot quench. It is the hunger for presence, the thirst for companionship. Yes, cats nap for long hours. They stretch lazily in the sunlight, yawn and curl again. From the outside, it may seem they are content in solitude. But behind those half-closed eyes, there lives a heart that feels the weight of absence. Some cats wait at the door, pressing their noses to the gap beneath, ears twitching for the sound of your return. Some wander through empty rooms, calling with soft, plaintive meows, their voices breaking into the silence. And some withdraw completely, folding their longing inward, becoming quieter with each day you are away too long. The eighth mistake, then, is the cruelest and yet the easiest to forget. Never underestimate their loneliness. Your presence is more than comfort. It is their world. Without you they may endure, but they do not flourish. They may survive, but they do not truly thrive. So, leave them not with emptiness but with a piece of yourself. A blanket carrying your scent, a shirt you wore, a toy they love, even a recording of your voice. These are not small things to them, they are lifelines, threads that bind them to you even in absence. And remember, loneliness is not just their burden, it is also their gift. For it means they love and they miss and they wait. And when you return, the joy in their eyes, the lift of their tail, the purr that rises like a song, are proof that love has endured the silence. For cats may be silent creatures, but their love is anything but quiet. It waits. It aches. It shines. Closing reflections, a love that speaks without words. And so, dear friend, we have walked together through the hidden paths of a cat's heart, 8 quiet mistakes that are not small at all, but vast in the world they shape. To ignore their voice. To leave their playfulness unmet. To dismiss their instincts. To take their trust for granted. To silence their touch. To forget the little changes. To break the rhythm of their days. And to overlook the loneliness that lingers in silence. Each of these is a doorway, either toward love or away from it. And you who love your cat hold the key in your hands. Cats may not speak as we do, but they write their devotion in 1,000 invisible ways. The brush of their tail against your leg, the slow blink of their eyes, the steady hum of their purr when your hand rests on their back. These are the languages of trust, of comfort, of belonging. And when we answer them, not perfectly, not always, but with effort, with presence, with gentleness, we remind them that they are not just pets in our homes. They are companions in our lives, teachers of patience, guardians of stillness, and mirrors of the quiet love we too carry inside us. So tonight, as your cat curls beside you or waits by the window for your return, let this truth rest in your heart. Love is not measured in grand gestures, but in the small moments that whisper, "I see you. You matter. You are not alone." May you walk gently in their world as they walk gently in yours. And may your days together be filled not with mistakes, but with the kind of love that leaves no room for silence, only the music of trust.